Hello students, here we are going to learn about the oxidation reactions of the alkynes. The first reaction under oxidation reaction is the combustion of the alkyne. Combustion of alkynes means we have to burn the alkyne in the presence of oxygen. You take a alkyne, that is I'll take this simplest alkyne over here, that is ethyne, and in the presence of oxygen, if we are burning this, what we will be getting is a carbon dioxide and the water. To balance this, what I can do is I can put 2 over here I can put 4, here I can put 2, and here I can put 5. Okay, so here this is what the combustion reaction, and this reaction is a highly exothermic. The value which you will be having of this is minus 1300 kilojoules per mole. This will be the energy which it will be having, and this reaction, what is important thing about this reaction, it is highly exothermic. Exothermic means lot of heat is released after the reaction. Lot of heat will be absorbed, not absorbed, released after the reaction, that is 1300 kilojoules per mole. So this is a combustion reaction. Next reaction under this under oxidation is oxidation with KMNO4. So under this I will write A KMNO4. KMNO4 should be a cold, a dilute, okay, dilute KMNO4 it should be, and medium should be a neutral. Medium use should be a neutral. Okay, so here in that case, if we take alkyne, I'll take this alkyne, general way of representing an alkyne. This is the alkyne, and if you take a KMNO4, what we will get in the intermediate is this RC double bond. Sorry, there is no double bond. It is an addition reaction again. The OH will be added on the carbons, right? And finally, after loss of 2 water molecule, we will get diketone. Okay, we will get a ketone. Now, if we just look at this reaction, if you up till first step, if you just compare that reaction with a reaction oxidation of the alkene using KMNO4, it was a similar reaction, right? That was this reaction, a carbon and the carbon, and there were this, let's say this CH and the CH. In the presence of KMNO4, in the case of alkene, what we were getting? We were getting diols, right? So one of the double bond is replaced with OH, right? It is an addition reaction. Here also there is an addition reaction, but since here there is a triple bond, two pi bonds are replaced, right? This OH and OH, here there we were getting just OH, right? Because of only one double bond, right? Means there was only one pi bond and one sigma bond. Here there are two pi bonds are replaced over here. So we have to add 2 OH molecule. One more thing, student, what I can tell you is how to study organic chemistry is like one of the tip I will give you, like you can always compare one reaction from the other, how this one reaction is different from the other, and that is how you can understand, like that will help you to remember. This is not the concept, that will help you to keep the track of the reaction. And that is what is very important, how one reaction is different from the other. What is the common thing between one reaction and the other reaction? So this is going to help you a lot to study organic chemistry. I will say this is one of the tip, one strong tip to study organic chemistry. Now, the role of KMNO4, always remember, it is very strong oxidizing agent. It is a strong oxidizing agent. It is strong oxidizing agent. Over here, there are diols which are formed over here. There are diols which are formed OH, 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 OH. Now I will make one more point, one more important note. Note is that presence of two hydroxy group on same carbon is unstable. Okay, whenever you see two hydroxy group or any intermediate reaction, whenever you get that there are two hydroxy group on one carbon, it will be unstable. They cannot stand on one carbon. So it will always dehydrate to either give you a ketone or the aldehyde. In that case, here both the side it is R. Okay. So then what you will get is like it will dehydrate this OH and this H will go, and here there will be a formation of the double bond. That's why you are getting a double bonded ketone, and there are two molecules. I will write that two molecules of water are lost, and this is what the ketone means. You are getting a diketone. Means if I take an example, one example I'll take in the presence of the cold dilute KMnO4. Example, let's take this CH3. This is the double bond, and let's write this to be CH3. If you take a KMnO4, strong dilute KMnO4, and it should be a cold. There shouldn't be any supply of the heat over here. What you are going to get is this will be intermediate step. Okay, this will be intermediate step, but I will directly write a final step. Okay, let's write an intermediate step also. That is not so important, but I will just show. OH, here there are OH, here also there is a OH, and this is CH2 and CH3. This is the intermediate step. Further, what you get is the loss of water, two molecules of loss of water, and CH3, C double bond O, C double bond O, CH2, CH3. Means name of this, we are getting a diketone over here. The name of this will be, I will start numbering from here, 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. So it will be 5 carbons, so word root is pent, pentan, 2, 3 dione. This will be the name of the compound. This is the simplest oxidation reactions of the alkyne in the presence of cold dilute KMnO4 and medium is neutral. Let us understand when we supply a little amount of the heat, and the medium is not neutral, it is alkaline. Okay, before going to the hot dilute KMnO4 and alkaline medium, what I'll show is if it is a terminal alkyne, then what would be a product? Terminal alkynes means this way. If it is a terminal alkyne, that is, I'll take example CH3, C, carbon carbon triple bond, and this is the hydrogen. This is a terminal alkyne, and what would be a product if it is if we are adding a KMnO4 to this KMnO4 cold, and it should be a neutral, right? KMnO4 is a very strong oxidizing agent. So here the final product should be this way, CH3, C double bond O, as per the previous reaction, and here also there should be a hydrogen, right? Here also there should be a hydrogen. Now here this aldehyde, we are getting a ketone, one ketone and the other as a aldehyde. We are getting two functional group, one is aldehyde and one is ketone. So it is very easy, it is very easy to oxidize aldehyde. It is very easy to oxidize aldehyde than ketone. right? It is very easy to oxidize aldehyde compared to ketone. Oxidation of aldehyde is done very easily. So there will be some amount of the KMnO4 in the reaction mixture that will obviously that will immediately oxidize this aldehyde. See, oxidation of the ketone is still difficult compared to that of the aldehyde. So here oxidation of the aldehyde will take place. Oxidation of the aldehyde means this aldehyde is going to change to a carboxylic acid. So I will write this to be CH3, C double bond O, C double bond O, and here H will change to the OH because it is very easy for the aldehyde to get converted. I'll just clean this line statement. You can make a note of it. So this is what you are going to get. Means if it is a terminal, you will get a aldehyde first, and further it will be getting oxidized to the KMnO4. This KMnO4 is not going to leave the aldehyde, it will oxidize it. See, the reaction sequence is very simple. Reaction sequence is very simple. I will say that if it is a primary alcohol, if it is a primary alcohol, you do the oxidation, what you get is the aldehyde. Remember this will help you a lot. And if you oxidize the aldehyde, what you get is, if you do the oxidation of the aldehyde, then you will get a carboxylic acid. This is oxidation. Remember this sequence. It's so simple. So name of this is primary is this. So it is, name will be prop. Okay, oxo I will write because this is a substituent. First, second, 2-oxo propanoic acid. 2-oxo propanoic acid will be the name of this compound. Next is oxidation. Yes, same, it is oxidation with KMnO4. But here the conditions are slightly different. I will mark this as a B, that is a KMnO4, but hot KMnO4, little amount of heat is there, hot KMnO4 is there, and the medium is like dilute KMnO4, still it is remaining a dilute, and medium is alkaline. I'll write the reaction here. This is the alkyne, this is the alkyne. Both R and R dash may be same or may not be same. So over here, if we use these reagents, which is the reagent KMnO4, instead of hot, I am writing some amount of the heat, and the medium is alkaline over here. So because of the heat, we have to understand there will be oxidative cleavage. Okay, what is the thing happening over here? There will be a oxidative cleavage which will be taking place over here. Oxidative means oxygens will be added over here, and this, because of heat, these bonds will be breaking apart, right? So I will write we will be getting a salt of carboxylic acid, means, or what we say that we are getting a carboxylate ion, right? This is the bond R, C double bond O, and you break that, and O minus, and other side you will be getting C double bond O minus, and the R dash. This R and both R may be same or may not be same. You are getting this, and further, in the presence of small amount of the acid, a very little amount of the acid, this will change to this R, C double bond OH plus again R dash, C double bond OH. So because of this heat, there is a breaking of this bond, and what you get is the acetate. Not acetate, what we say, a carboxylate ion. We are getting a carboxylate ion in general. And finally, you are getting a 2-carboxylic acid if it is alkynes of this type and not a terminal alkyne. I will do the examples when it will be a terminal alkynes also. So here let's take one example of this. If this is the case, Let's take one example this way. Let's take this. CH3, C triple bond, and CH2, CH3. And you are using a KMNO4, a little amount of the heat. Okay, heat will be also represented by this delta H, remember. And alkaline, the medium is alkaline. Alkaline means we can take a mediums like KOH, we can take the mediums like KOH. Okay, we can also take the mediums like KOH. So here, the product what we will be getting, first thing we need to break this bond, we need to do the oxidative cleavage, means the compound what we will be getting this way is the acetate I will be getting, plus other side I will be getting O minus double bond O this side, and this is CH2 and the CH3, right? Or I'll else write it over here down. This may be not coming into the frame. Plus we will be getting C double bond O, O minus, plus here it is CH2, CH3. This is what we are getting over here. These are the two carboxylate ion which we are getting, and further in the presence of acid, in the presence of not very high amount, a very little amount of the acid, this will give me a this CH3, C double bond O, OH, and other will be OH, C double bond O, CH2, CH3. Means this is ethanoic acid, this is ethanoic acid, CH3COH, that is other name is acetic acid also, we call this to be acetic acid. And this is 3 carbon system, means it is propanoic acid, and this is the IUPAC name of this. So this is the thing. Now let us understand what will be the product. What will be the product if we consider the terminal alkynes. If it is a terminal alkyne, I'll take this example, CH3, C and CH. This is a terminal alkyne. You are putting the reagents hot, or you can put a KMNO4 plus heat, KMNO4 plus heat, and medium is alkaline, that is potassium hydroxide you are putting. This is the medium. Then over here we are going to get this acid CH3. If I go to the directly final step, O minus will be formed over here, and other side it will be C double bond O minus and the H. In the presence of acid, we'll use this. So what will be the thing? We will be getting a CH3, C double bond O, OH, plus this is a C double bond OH. Now this is fine, we are getting a acetic acid is fine, but we are also getting a formic acid. Like formic acid is unstable and it will break apart and it will just give you a carbon dioxide. Means in my final product what will be present is this acetic acid CH3, C double bond OH, and the carbon dioxide. This will be the thing, means you will just get this in the formic acid final, a carbon dioxide you are going to get, and other will be acetic acid. So this is the difference between this is how you are going to get a product in the terminal alkynes. The one product will be a formic acid that will further get what I can say is oxidized to the carbon dioxide. There will be removal of the hydrogens from that. Next is ozonolysis reaction. Third is ozonolysis reaction. It is an oxidation. We are oxidizing the alkyne using a ozone, R, C triple bond and the R dash in the presence of ozone, okay, then water. What we are going to get is this. I will just directly write the product CO OH, and the other is C double bond O R dash. Means you are getting a carboxylic acid into it. If this is your, if this is your ketone, like at first step, what we are going to get at the alkyne is this. This is R dash. In the presence of ozone, we get a structure this way. This is similar to that of the previous structure. So further, this is going to give you a R C double bond O. In the case of alkene, this was breaking. We were getting two products. Since there is one extra bond over here, we are going to get this way a connected R dash. This is not there. And further, in the presence of the H2O2, H2O2 will oxidize this to a carboxylic acid this way. RCO OH means this bond will break, and this will break over here, and you are going to get two acids, two carboxylic acid, depending upon the what type of alkyne you have taken. Let's take one example, and what will be a product for that in the presence of the ozone. So I will take this CH3, CH, C triple bond carbon, and this is CH2 and CH3. You take the ozone, you take water, and finally I will also add a H2O2 peroxide. The product form will be C carbon dioxide, that is ethanoic acid of this part, and the other will be the propanoic acid, that is OHCO CH2 CH3. This is ethanoic acid. This is a final product, and this is also a final product, propanoic acid. So this is where I end with the oxidation reactions of the alkynes. Thank you.